Good morning, students. In our last class, we have discussed about the same topic, periodic table. Okay, so in that periodic table, we have discussed till Mendeleev periodic table, its merits, demerits, and all. Yes or no? Okay, so today we'll discuss about modern periodic table. Got it? So in this modern periodic table, we'll discuss about its periodicity, variation of atomic size, ionization potential, and other factors while moving from left to right and top to bottom of the periodic table. Got it? So let us first discuss what the modern periodic table is all about and who gave idea about this modern periodic table and how this modern periodic table came into existence. Okay, we'll discuss that. Okay, let us move on to the modern periodic table. Okay, so after Mendeleev had given us the newest, let us don't call it newest, it's a very systematic type of periodic table. Okay, and the next periodic table, which is modern periodic table, which we are using, is actually given by Henry Moseley. Okay, so Henry Moseley had just give us one law. That law is called modern periodic law. Okay, so Mendeleev had also given us one law, so that is Mendeleev periodic law. Let me write in a short form, Mendeleev periodic law. Okay, which states that physical and chemical properties of an element is the periodic function of atomic mass. This was the Mendeleev periodic law, okay, which was given by Mendeleev. Okay, so in this modern periodic table, Henry Moseley just twisted only one word. Okay, so that one word, because of that one word, we got a new entire periodic table, good periodic table, and very much precise periodic table. Got it? So that one word is nothing but, let me write same thing. Okay, so same line, physical and chemical properties of an element is the periodic function of this one, periodic function of atomic. Now it was mass, now it is atomic number. The very simple meaning of these two statements is the property determining factor is atomic mass. According to this, property determining factor is atomic number. Okay, so this atomic mass is actually the number of protons and number of neutrons inside the nucleus. Yes or no? So now this atomic number is the number of neutrons, or you can call it number of electrons as well. Yes or no? So mass number is actually the sum of number of proton and number of neutrons. Okay, here atomic number is number of neutrons, number of protons, number of protons or number of electrons. Yes or no? Or number of proton or number of electrons. Okay, so here actually the property of any element is not determined by either of neutron or proton. Actually the property of element is determined by number of electrons. Okay, so this atomic number, which is number of, we can call it number of electron as well. So because of this, the modern periodic table is very much applicable, precise and very much correct. Got it? So what is the factor? The factor is called atomic number. Got it? So property determining factor is actually the electron which is related to atomic number. That is why this law is very much applicable. So what is modern periodic law? The physical and the chemical properties of an element is are the periodic function of its atomic number. Got it? So now the modern periodic table is based on increasing order of atomic number like this. And let me draw the modern periodic table. You can draw the modern periodic table like this. You can draw the modern periodic table like this. So this is the modern periodic table. Okay, so this modern periodic table is divided into 18 vertical columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Okay, so how many vertical columns are there? 18 vertical columns. So this 18 vertical columns, are called group or groups. So how many groups are there in the modern periodic table? 18. Got it? Again, this periodic table is further divided into 7 horizontal rows. 1, 2, second row. This is third row. Fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this horizontal rows in a periodic table are called how many? 7 horizontal rows are called periods. Okay. So how many groups and periods are there in the periodic table? So there are 18 vertical columns which are grouped. So there are 18 groups and 7 horizontal rows are called periods. So 7 periods are there in the periodic table. Got it? Okay. So in this particular table, various elements are added, okay, in an increasing order of atomic number. So first one, hydrogen, atomic number 1, 2, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. Okay, this is potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc. This is 30 and so on. Okay, so till 30 you just try to keep in your mind. So 30 atomic number. Okay, so this is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium. In this manner elements are arranged in an increasing order of atomic number. Got it? Got it? So now, after knowing all this, you have to understand about groups and periods. You know there are 18 vertical columns which are called groups, and there are 7 horizontal rows which are called period. But how this period and group can be identified from the atomic number of elements? We'll discuss this. Got it? Okay, let me drop this one. Okay, let us try a very simple example. I'll give you group. Actually groups, okay, let us write group only. Group is actually number of valence electrons. Number of valence electrons. Periods. Easier way to find the groups and period, okay, is number of cells. So group can be identified by the valence electron and period can be identified by the number of cells. Okay, suppose any element, suppose element X is there, okay, with atomic number suppose 12, okay, and if you are asked to find period and group of this X, okay, so if you are asked to find period and group of any elements, very simple way you can do this, okay. So the first thing which you have to do is do the electronic configuration. This will be 2, 8, 2. Yes or no? So this is 2 plus 8, 10 plus 2, 12. So this is the electronic configuration. So how many cells we have? This is first cell, K cell, L cell, M cell. So how many cells we have? We have 3 cells. So if we have 3 cells, then the period will be 3. So this will be in the third period. Okay, so let us identify the group. So how many valence electrons are there? 2. So the group will be 2. This will be in group 2. So this element X, 12, is present at period third period and group 2, like this. See, which period? First, second, third period, group 2. So this is magnesium, Mg12, as you all know. Yes or no? In this manner you can easily identify the groups and periods of various elements. Okay, okay, but there are some exceptions. Okay, let us do again this one. May I drop this one? Okay, I'm dropping this. Okay, so the thing which you have to keep in mind is, look, in this period 1, period 2 and period 3. So in this period 1, only 2 groups are present. In period 1 there are only 2 groups, that is group 1 and group 2. There are no other groups. Got it or not? Yes or no? And in this period 2 and period 3, that is second period and third period, there are no groups from 3 to 12. Yes or no? Only 7 groups are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 groups are there. Got it? and from group 3 to group 12, these groups are not present in period 2 and period 3. Got it? Period 2 and period 3, no groups from 3 to 12. Got it? So in this case, how to find number, groups and periods we'll discuss. Okay, suppose another element is there. Suppose A element is there, suppose. Okay, suppose its atomic number is 8. Atomic number is 8, and if you are asked to find period and group, how to find? First you have to do electronic configuration, that is 2,6. Okay, so let us find first period, K cell and L cell. How many cells we have? 2 cells, 1 and 2. That is why period will be 2, or second period. You can call it second period or period 2. Got it? Now for the group C. Now according to this, you should write 6. But that will be incorrect. You cannot write 6 because in the second period there is no group 6. In the second period this 6 group is not there. Okay, so at that time that 6 will be 16. We have to add 10. So for this 6, the group will be 16. Since why 16? Because in this second period there is no group 6. There is no group 6. Got it? But group 16 is there. That is group 16. Got it? Understood? Let us do another example. Z, suppose Z is an element. Okay, let me write here. Suppose we have next element, Z element. Okay, with atomic number 15. Atomic number 15. Electronic configuration 2, 8, 5. So period first, second, third period. Group, since 5 is there, so it cannot be 5. Why? Because there is no group. 5 group is not present in this third period. So this 5 will be 15. Got it? Got it? We have to keep this in mind. So from fourth period onwards, each and every groups are present. Got it? Okay. So now you have understood about groups and period. Yes or no? So let us move on. Okay. After knowing this, okay, I'll give you 2-3 elements and try to identify the groups and periods for that particular element. Okay, this as your home task. Got it? Okay, suppose X, Y, Z. So these are the elements. Okay, with atomic number 11, 6 and 10. Find periods and groups. Excuse me. Got it? So try to do this. Find the period and group for this X11, Y6 and Z10. Okay, try to find. As I have given you, if you cannot do this, then just try to go through the video again and again and try to understand and try to write the answer. Got it? So this much for today. We'll discuss about how this atomic size varies from left to right and valency and other factors in our next class. Got it? So thank you very much. Go through the video again and again and try to understand this group and period and how to find group and period. This is very important. Got it? Thank you very much.